Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are doing this look using the Dior Jungle palette. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. As you know, I've picked up several of the Dior palettes. I will be doing looks with each of them. I've done Mitza so far. Today we're working with Jungle, and then you'll see some other videos in the future featuring the other, I think I've got 3 more to do. So I really enjoy these palettes because they have me looking at color differently than I normally would, and trying to use the colors that are in here and only these colors. And what's interesting is that there are mixes of shimmer as well as mattes, but sometimes I do feel like there's a bit of a challenge in using just the colors that are in here. But let's go ahead and just go to application and we'll talk about it at the end. We're gonna go in with this palette. I have foundation on, powder, blush. It looks like very light blush today. And I have, it's the Dior Air Flash, if you saw that video. Not quite sure the sequence this is going in, but I have that on. So I've played with this before. Actually, I did film this before. The lighting was I couldn't even fix it. So I'm trying it again. Let's go in though with these shimmery shades, I feel like it's a little bit more challenging because you don't have as many mattes. And the matte that is in here, or I'm not quite sure yet if this is matte, I haven't looked that closely. It's so deep. So we'll see what we can do. I did do this, but I can't remember how I worked with it before. So let's just start with this color, this shell color. I think it's so pretty. And let's just put that all over, or most of the eye. So on the lid. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow shades, a warm shell color. So I think you can do, I feel like I have a lot of palettes like this where you can use them separately as one shadow eye shade. Oh, I did have some Hourglass eyeshadow primer under there as well. So let's go in with, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take some of this shimmery shade and just put it above that. Okay, that's kind of intense. I don't remember that. So I want to buff that in. Okay, that seems more shimmery than the peach shade that I just put on, so I don't want so much of that. Okay, that was quite intense quickly. Take this and blend it a little. Yeah, that was a little too much for me. Okay, I just like a glow, but nothing too like obvious. I'm going to take this. I get a little bit like, about putting shimmery shades in the crease here, but let's try it. The number 17, I'm going to go in with this more green shade right here. That's a beautiful, like goldish, greenish shade. There's a lot more gold in here than I think you can see in the actual pan, but we're just gonna do this. Now this is on the shimmery side for me for where I'm placing it, but let's see how it goes. This one has a little bit more in terms of individual particles that I can see. Micro glitters. Very small, but they're there. So I think that's what's interesting about these palettes, even though you have some shimmer, some matte. The level of shimmer is different in each one of these shades. Let's blend again. You can definitely go in more intensely. I just prefer these washes of color. I think they're really pretty. Like I'm really going light-handed with this. But I also like to do more wearable things, so I think that's why I don't go in so intensely. Like these are how I would wear these shades anyway, like not on camera. Yeah, you know what I want to do? I want to take some of this brown and blend that into the crease as well. Just kind of tone that green down a little bit. Really lightly again though. Super, like this is super light-handed. I'm just barely having the brush touch the surface. Like I feel like the bristles are barely bending. Oops, see? Like I don't even know how that got there. Okay, I think that helped a little. Okay, let's see. Let's go in with, almost dropped that. I'm gonna go in with the number 20 on this very deepest color right here. Yeah, that's very intense right there. You can see on the brush how intense that is. It only takes like one little spot to make it really kind of pop, because I think up until this point it was pretty subtle. Actually, let me take a little bit of that green. I'm just going to pop it right in between that deepest shade and that pinkish shade, just to kind of connect those two. Okay. Right in between here. This is Bristles E04RS. Let's take some of that green below and see if we can see it. It's always the trick. You probably know already what eyeliner I will be putting in the waterline here. And let's see, I'm not quite sure what liquid liner I'm going to put yet, but let's put in the waterline because that one's a pretty easy guess. Celadon. Celadon in the waterline. Yeah, I just want to accentuate the beautiful green hue. Even though this is a little bit more like a blue-based green, this eyeliner, I think it works really, really beautifully with this. Okay, I want to go in with the eyeliner by Chanel liquid one. Okay, I have to find it, but it's going to be the brown eyeliner with a little bit of shimmer in it. I'll be back. Okay, now I feel like I do this part without you so many times that let me just do this on camera. So I did do the liquid liner. It's the one by Chanel. And I really like this one, especially if you're not that great at liquid liner, because I feel like it's not as defined. So if you make a mistake, it's okay. And then I went in with the mascara that I use for videos, which is the Push Up Lashes, because it turns out really nicely every time. Okay, so now that I've done that, really that's all I did, and I'm going to fix this. Oh no, wait, I did put a little bit of concealer in the corners like I normally do. Let me scoot back. I feel like I'm so close. Okay, and try to be in the middle at the same time. Okay, let's take a little bit of this. So what I want to do is just, what I would like to do is just emphasize this a little bit more. I feel like it got kind of lost. As well as the triangle part, I don't know if you noticed, it takes up a lot of that darker color that I put on there. So first we're going in with this, the greenish goldish color. I'm just going to run it in the same area as I did before, but just a little bit more intensely. You're going to get more shimmer with this though as you add more. So there's the difference. It's kind of like a mellow difference, but it's there. Yeah, just really lightly, barely touching this area with the brush. Okay, and then I want to go in a little bit with that deepest color. This one right here, right in this area. I know it goes kind of over the triangle, but that's okay. Another way to kind of disguise something if you didn't do it perfectly. Just get that into the crease just slightly. Really, again, really, really lightly. I should take a picture after every time I do my makeup just so you can see what a mess it is. It's such a mess. Oh, I do want to put on some of that pink a little bit more, just on my lids a little bit more. I feel like that also got lost a little bit. And then let's take a bit of this color and we'll put that in the inner corner. Now I feel like my blush needs to be intensified just slightly. So I went in with these two, the Wayne Goss brushes in Blush Peony and in Coral Rose. So we're going to do the same thing. I have that on already, but I just want a little bit more. So here's the Blush Peony. And I've already gone in with a little bit of the highlighter as well from the Coral Rose. And Coral Rose on top. Really lightly, really gently. And I don't want to go too, this is the Hummingbird Powder, of course. I don't want to go too intense with my lipstick because I feel like the eyes kind of have it here. So let's go in with, maybe we'll do a little combo. I've got this Chanel, I love this, the Endless Pink, and we're gonna layer these a little. So let's go in with this first. Yeah, I'm going for more of a natural lip with a little bit of color. It pulls a little warm, which I like, so I think it goes really well with the green. And then I'm going to take a little of Endless Beige, Timeless Beige, and put that in the middle. Let's add a little of the gloss on. So let's talk about the palette a little bit. I think that there are some really beautiful shades in here. There was a little bit of a trickiness with this shadow here, though I wasn't quite sure how to work that in. I wish it didn't have as much sparkle in it for this particular color just because of where I placed it. Now, of course, I'm sure there are other ways that you could use this. I think this could be really pretty on the lid though, especially with all of the extra shimmer in there. I feel like there's more of that element in here versus these. This seemed like the most glow in terms of the evenness of it. Let me just swatch these on my hand so I can look at them at the same time. Yeah, there's the most even glow. It's more like a sheen on this one, on this pink shade right here. This lightest shade right here. I'm looking at it right now. It is also more even, although not as even as the pinker shade. That one was very fine, very even. This green shade, yeah, had more of an evident sparkle or shimmer in there. Still pretty, but I just feel like it was, especially where I placed it, you could really see some individual particles in there. Then let's talk about the brown shade. I think it's a very pretty brown. I liked adding it to that, to the crease. I think it did a good job of intensifying without taking away too much of the green. So actually, I think maybe layering this under the green would be a good way to go if you want to intensify that versus the way I did it, which was I placed it over the green. So I think that cancels out the green a little bit, but after learning from that, I think I might try layering it that way the next time. Let's talk about this deepest color. I'm still trying to decipher what exactly this color is because it looks gray, but there are elements of something else in there. If I go really thinly, there's a greenish element to that color. So it reminds me of kind of like a black olive. And if you look at a black olive, there are other shades in there. It's not a black color per se. There's like brownish and greenish shades in there. That's what it really reminds me of. I also really liked pairing it with Celadon as well as that eyeliner. I think those worked out really well together, as well as the lip. I just didn't want to overwhelm everything here because I feel like there's a lot happening with the eye. Even though I feel like this is not like the most bold look, but for me it is. It's pretty bold compared to what I normally wear. As for the lip, yeah, I wanted to choose something that wasn't going to compete with the eye because I think that these colors are so pretty and I didn't want anything to interfere with them. So I just wanted to kind of liven up the lip area and highlight the eyes. But that is it for today's video. So please let me know what you think of this palette. I know some of you picked it up, especially when it was on sale. So I'd love to know what you think of it and what you've done with it. So that is it for today's video. Please take care of each other. Stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.